This started off as a report into the launch of a fantastic new EV here in Australia, the Volvo EX90. Volvo, I've learnt, stands for I roll in Latin, which will be important later on. But suddenly this story has taken on more layers than my Nana's sponge cake. Let me explain. Hi, I'm Roscoe, and this is news at Amazing EV. And last week in the Barossa Valley, the Volvo EX90 was launched, and I've been to the Barossa. It's a beautiful place, and no better place to launch the new Volvo EX90. You know the one, it's Doug Demuro's car of the year outright. He drives all sorts of cars, hundreds of cars. It was his car of the year for 2024 outright. And Marquez Brownlee has got a bit of a soft spot for it as well. Local reviewers have confirmed this is a beautiful car, but it's a massive luxury SUV, 111 kilowatt battery, Audi A8 in length, and with a price to match, right? But maybe this is not that expensive at starting at 125,000 Australian dollars plus on roads. According to Marquez, this is a luxury car.
That's where you got to go to get it. And it's going to be like $300,000–400,000. But how do you get as close to that as possible without spending that kind of money? What does that actually look like? And I have a new answer to that question. This is my actual new answer. This is the Volvo EX90. And I'm telling you guys, this thing is like 98% of the luxury of that car, quarter of the cost.
And we know Volvo has gone a bit upmarket. It's part of their ethos now. More Scandi styling, more luxury finishes and fittings and finish, more premium design. But they've got a tough job compared to some of the Chinese competition at the moment. And we know that while they are listed on the New York Stock Exchange, they are majority owned by the Geely Group, that Chinese conglomerate that owns Lotus and Polestar and Lynk & Co. and Zeekr, and have come to Australia with their own Geely EX5 recently as well. And sure, they committed to being all EV by 2030, and we're not going to hold it against them for backing away from that. Times are tough, and an automaker's got to make a dollar, but it is slightly disappointing. But wait a minute, wasn't Volvo supposed to leave Polestar to be the premium EV brand? Wasn't Polestar the performance arm that went out by itself and was supposed to pursue pure EVs? Because if you have a closer look at the EV sales in the last couple of years, 23 and 24, as the market started to grow and new cars have come in, Volvo's done really well. The XC40 and the C40, one with a petrol variant, and the XC40 is now the EX40, not to be confused, have done really well. They've been in the top 10 for the last couple of years. While Polestar's been trying to establish a brand, Volvo's been ticking away amongst the established Volvo buyers who are very loyal and have been doing really well. So the new EX30 compact EV launched last year. That's been doing well. And this follows up with the new luxury 7-seater full SUV EX90. But then the plot thickens because then over the last weekend, our spy sent us this. Photos and video of the new Volvo ES90, a new fastback, a new sedan, BMW 5 Series size. What's going on, Volvo? Suddenly they produced a car that looks, to me anyway, and tell me in the comments below, to me it looks, for all intents and purposes, like a Polestar 2, blown up and exaggerated and stylized. But still, tell me, does this look like a Polestar 2 on steroids, or is it just me? But this is not the icing on the Volvo sponge cake. Oh no, because on the 31st of March, one day before April Fool's, the Volvo board announced that their existing CEO of 3 years, will be parting company with Volvo. Perhaps a surprise in itself because Volvo have done incredibly well over the last 3 years. Record sales in 2024. Sure, slowing down a bit late last year, but like every manufacturer, it was a tough fourth quarter for 2024. Now, the real story here, the real icing on the Volvo sponge cake is they replaced their existing CEO with their previous CEO, Håkan Samuelsson, the guy that drove and managed the company previously. Volvo chairman Eric Lee had this to say.
We are very pleased to welcome Håkan Samuelsson back as CEO. Håkan led Volvo Cars through one of its most transformative and value-creating decades, revitalizing the brand, expanding into new markets, and successfully executing its IPO. He brings a rare combination of industrial depth, strategic clarity, and proven leadership, and Håkan has a broad knowledge of our group. As the industry enters an even more complex phase, we believe his experience and steady hand are exactly what is needed to strengthen Volvo Cars' global position and unlock its next wave of potential.
The full link to the Volvo board announcement is in the description below. This whole thing is fascinating because after all these announcements, we're no clearer really whether Volvo has a clear strategy going forward. I think it's like many automotive manufacturers around the world at the moment. But one thing's for sure, we can expect more of these changes as the Chinese auto industry continues to rock the automotive establishment around the world. I'm Roscoe, this is News at Amazing EV, and we'll see you next time.